What is going on, everybody? As always, I hope everybody's having a great day. This video, I want to do my opinion on Mac Miller's new album, Circles. I don't know if you can see that. The new album just came out, and obviously, as you may have known, as you should know, Mac Miller did pass away. So the album was released by I guess he had a producer that he was working with, and the producer wound up doing what he could with the stuff that he had and made out the new album. The new album is amazing. I honestly, like 100%, I'm not just saying it because it's his album. I'm not really saying it like I'm not like a fanboy. Like I've always loved Mac Miller, but I'm not like some type of like super fan or anything. But the new album is really, really good. My personal thought on it is I love how you get a look into his mind and you get to see kind of like the struggles with mental health. You know, a lot of people don't really talk about that. Rap these days is more like, you know, about trendy shit and all that, but it's really cool that he made music that meant something, that kind of had a piece of himself in that song. Like you can feel what he was feeling as he was recording these songs. And it's really refreshing to see somebody who was still doing that, and it's very disappointing that he will no longer be with us because, I mean, there's not a lot of people doing that anymore. You know, my generation, I think, was pretty big on Mac Miller. As a teenager, like, I grew up listening to all his music, like Nike's on My Feet. Like, I mean, I honestly, like, I say I'm not a fanboy, but I've always loved Mac Miller. Like, I mean, I've loved him since I was in high school. I even tried doing the rap thing after I had found out about him. Like, I mean, I wanted to be him. But over the years, I wound up kind of not listening to his music as much. It's not really anything against him. I just kind of like my taste just changed up. His music has always been good though. The new album is amazing. So I love how it has an in-depth look into his mind. You know, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit is like, I don't really know who was there for him in the end, and it's sad to think that he was going through all these things and he felt so alone, and there's so many people out there that feel so alone. Even when you're around friends and family, you can still feel alone. It's cool that he expressed that. These new songs are going to reach so many people, and so many people going through the same thing as he was. I just wanted to also say, like, there's always somebody out there you can talk to. You're not ever alone in this world. You might feel alone, but you're never as alone as you actually think you are. You're not alone. You can always talk to anybody. There's tons of people out there you can talk to. And I've listened to all the songs. There's a few songs that I like more than others. All the songs have really great meaning. Woods is a really, really, really good one. Circles is a really good one. And Good News is also a really, really good one. So those are some 3 ones that my personal thoughts are really good on those. You might want to check those out if you haven't even listened to the album yet. Like listen to the album though. If you have not listened to the album, take a look. I mean, look through all the songs because my favorite songs might not be your favorite songs. Oh, and like one of the reasons I love Good News so much, I mean, the song's mainly about everybody always wants to hear nothing but good news. They don't want to hear bad news. And how it is, I like how he shows, like he talks about how it is for somebody who became famous and like how people change up and how people talk differently and how people want and expect more things from you. And it's sad to think that that's what a lot of people go through in becoming famous or getting some type of social media following or anything like that. It's really crazy. So like if you were to go ahead and go back to like Blue Slide Park, like things like that, it's crazy to see the evolution of Mac Miller. So like, if you are a fan of his older stuff and you looked at stuff in the past, you know that he was always so energetic. He was always happy. He always was smiling. Like he was just like one of those guys who you could never really get down. Like he was just always up. And so if you were to like take his albums and go in order all the way to his final album, Circles, it's really crazy to see the evolution of how he felt in his mind and just kind of where he sat. Like you can literally see from the first album all the way to the last album how his mental health just broke down, and that's really sad to see. In Blue Slide Park, like, all the songs are so energetic, and it's crazy. Like, his music used to be so upbeat, and they got really, really into a dark place. And, you know, that happens to people, that happens to everybody, but you just have to find somebody to talk to. And I know he might have had optimal amount of people to talk to. I mean, he might have had everybody in the world to talk to, but he still felt alone, and that's crazy. Like, people do that. Like, people feel alone. But I just want to say, my part, you're not alone. Like, if you're watching this and you're thinking like I am alone, you're not. There's so many people out there, and there's so many people feeling the same way you are. So, I mean, just get out there and, I mean, talk to people. Like, it doesn't make you, if you're a male, like, it doesn't make you any less of a man to talk to people about mental health. Like, mental health is a huge epidemic right now, and it's not okay to keep all that in. Like, it's not okay to just go through life and just bottle all that up. Like, you need to talk to somebody. You need to have somebody that you can talk to, somebody you feel comfortable talking to. Even if you're not going through something like that, like, lend a hand to other people. Like text your friends, see if they're doing okay. Like, if anybody's going through a hard time, just make sure you're there for your ears so you can listen. You know, I've never really understood when people, like, get so upset about celebrities passing away. I've never really understood that until Mac Miller passed away. I feel dumb about it. Like, it makes me feel dumb that I'm upset about a celebrity passing away. I really was. Like, I remember I was at the gym and my wife had texted me and said, like, she texted me the story, like the screen grab of the story. And I went and looked at it, and I didn't even believe it. Like, I felt so upset about it, and I didn't even want to believe it. Like, even past his funeral and everything, I still just didn't want to believe it. And I'm assuming it's just because he was such a big part of my childhood growing up. And even though he wasn't directly in my life, I mean, I listened to his music throughout, like, a lot of really hard times in my life. And it was just upsetting to see that somebody who had such an influence and somebody who was such this happy person had passed away. And I know he didn't kill himself, and I know it was a overdose, but still, what led to the aggressive drug use was his mental health. And him feeling so alone. You don't have to feel like that. You don't have to resort to alcohol. You don't have to resort to drugs. You don't have to resort to cigarettes. You don't have to resort to any of that for mental things that you're going through. Like, you're allowed to feel that way about whatever it is you're going through. You're entitled to how you feel. That's just, I mean, it's just part of life. You're entitled to that. But just make sure that when you realize that things are getting so bad, you need to talk to somebody. Anyways, so I know this video was pretty short, and I knew it was gonna be, and that's all right. I just wanted to get my opinion out, and I wanted to also just tell people, like it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. Just make sure you're okay. Make sure that you're looking out for yourself, and when you get certain thoughts in your head, you need to express them. You know what I mean? So go ahead and subscribe to this channel and comment down below what your opinion on the album is. I don't know if you've listened to it. If you've listened to it, like, give me insight. Tell me what it is that you kind of got from the album. So I'll see y'all in the next one.